Okay, just a sec. I forgot to save the previous class. Cool.
Not a problem.
Physics C 12P06 becomes the batch one. P04. Okay, so okay, actually I didn't have any agenda today. Okay, so if you have any doubts, I can clarify that. I hope you have started studying this chapter. I've been telling you it's a very important chapter.
Yes,
So,
sir.
and in the tests, I can show you, like, when you take the test, be appearing for me, and you can see, which questions many students have gone wrong. So we can discuss that in the class. So it's an online assignment which I've sent you. So I think I given you till Monday 6 p.m. time. So try to finish it before that time. 8 p.m. Okay. I thought it was 6 p.m. Okay.
I'll check once.
Yeah.
So you have given
Hmm?
time only to
6 p.m. Yeah. So you have full Sunday. So tomorrow also you have. So make use of the time and then prepare well for the test. I have not decided whether I have to keep a PDF test or an online test.
So
Online.
you said in the club WhatsApp thing, it's a PDF.
Yeah, I said 6 p.m. Right?
No. You said something like on Monday there'll be PDF. It says.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so don't come later and tell me, sir, I don't take it. Can I take it now? Well, once the time is gone, you cannot take the test. Okay, you cannot take the online assignment. Same thing for online test. If I give you within that time, you have to finish it. If you don't finish it in that time, it's gone. And if you skip the test, you can look for some other place to study. You can stop coming here as always. Okay, I'll be very strict about that. Same thing for online assignments also. But I have not decided whether to give you a PDF test or online test, because online test I can give you only MCQs. I cannot give any theory test. So maybe I can make it as a combination of PDF theory and online numerical. Let me think about it, how to do it, and then we'll see. So I hope all of you tried your student login. Okay, if you have not done it, you have to
Yes,
try
sir.
it.
It's working.
It's working. Okay.
At least for me.
Yeah. So if you go over here, you will see some button over here, the right hand top. So here you will see, if you have not taken the test, it will not appear. Or if it's in a different time which is coming. So for example, this is 28 tomorrow. So 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the evening. So only at that time this button will appear. So for now, I think I have the option of taking 3:30 take test. It says 3:30, but how come it shows take test?
Assignment हाँ हमने नहीं किया class.
So Kirtan, if you are not talking to the class, please mute yourself. We can hear all of that conversation. Okay. So this is basically to give you a feel for how the entrance test will be. So the difficulty level will be somewhere between your board exam and also your entrance exams. So it will be a mix of everything. Okay. So try starting doing this. Let's start doing this. Again, I know I'm just doing a trial. Let's see how you folks are doing, and then we can decide. Okay, so let's see. Any questions here? If you are not tried logging in, you should do that. Check with Sunil sir, get the login, send your email ID, he will register it, and then you will be able to log in into the thing. Okay, I need to log out. Okay, doesn't matter. So any other doubts from your NCERT problem solving? If you have anything, we can discuss that right now. We can do a couple of problems. So prepare well for the test, do the assignment. Okay. Assignment, I'm not expecting, assignment or test, I'm not expecting you to get, 90%, 98%. I'm expecting to get at least say 50%. Okay. So 50% is a bare minimum. Okay. So try to get that. Of course, numericals and everything, it's not an easy thing. Okay. So definitely you have to put in some hard work. So do your, get the proper understanding, do the NCERT problems, and then do the assignments. Anybody solved any questions but not able to solve it? I mean, tried the problems but you're not able to solve anything like that. I think we spent enough time on this. In fact, I thought of doing some worksheet, but I don't know if I have some. Okay, if you have not tried anything, if you have tried it, if you got the answers, then it's fine. Any questions, anybody?
Yes, sir, I do have a question.
Sorry, what did you say? You tried something?
Yes, sir, I have an example.
You have a doubt?
Yeah,
Okay, which one?
37 one.
37. 37, we already did it in the class. What is the doubt? Go back and check your notes.
No, the numericals, that radian degree, because again, so my calculations, I'm not getting it correctly, so because of this last year I had calculated, this year I'm suffering because of that.
Are you saying you didn't know how to do the radians conversion?
Yeah, the calculation part.
Yeah, that's a very easy one. We already talked about this.
Like suppose, sir, if they're giving pi to pi by 4 or something, if they do we keep it in pi or do we take 22 by 7 or 3.14 and do it?
Sir, I told you this is non-technical language, right? A layman's language. So RPM is something like, if you're talking with the electrician, you should talk in terms of RPM. Okay. If you're talking with a plumber, you should talk in terms of RPM. If you're talking with the engineer or scientist, you should talk in terms of omega, radians per second. Okay. So this is revolution. In one full revolution, how many angle do you have here?
360.
360 degrees. Say that in this thing, radians. Nobody knows. I'm surprised.
6 radians.
6
radians.
6 radians.
Sir, can you repeat, sir?
2 pi, sir.
2 pi.
sir.
Yeah.
2 pi.
Yeah. 2 pi radians, right? divided by 1 minute. In place of revolution, for 1 revolution it is 2 pi. For 1 minute it is 60 seconds. That's all. Very simple. I've been showing you this becomes this becomes this. No. So that's your omega. Is that okay? Anybody still not following the conversions? Revolution means 2 pi, one full radians. I mean, one full circle.
Okay.
Okay, Kirtan?
Yes, sir.
Go back and study. So basically the concept we did was you have a disk here and you have a coin here, you have a coin here. So we calculate the friction, we calculated the centrifugal force. So if you calculated the centrifugal force for this and this, you know that it's mv squared by r becomes mr omega square. So as the r increases, the centripetal force or centrifugal force will increase. Do you agree? Kirtan, talking to you. No Kirtan here. Kirtan.
Yes, sir.
You only asked a doubt. I'm asking you, and you are not responding at all.
There's some
Very poor.
issues. No, there's some issues, sir.
Mic is not working. Internet is not working. This is not working. That is not working. Yeah. Once you come to the center, you cannot do all these things. Remember.
Yeah.
So mr omega squared. So as the radius is increasing, this coin will have more centripetal force or centrifugal force, which means the friction is same, but then this will have more centrifugal force. So that means if the friction, so you have to compare the friction force should be greater than the F centrifugal force.
Okay.
So that means or centripetal force. If centrifugal is confusing, take it as centripetal. So when the friction is greater than this, it will go around the circle. If this is less and this is more, then it will not go around the circle. It will just go fly away this way. Just like you get pushed towards the window when the car is taking a left turn. You will get pushed towards the right window. That's all.
Sir.
If you understood this, you can do this problem. Otherwise, you cannot do it.
Fine, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody tried this truck problem? Nobody tried it?
So 36 we did that.
36, did we do it? I don't think we did
It was
it.
given as a homework.
We didn't do the 30, sir.
It was
Yeah, 36, I
given as
don't
a
think we
homework
did it in
last
class.
It was given as a homework, sir.
Yes, sir. My question was, did we do it in the class or not?
No, sir.
Yeah. The rear side of a truck is open and a box of 40 kg mass is placed 5 meters away from the open end. Okay, so this thing is 5 meters. The coefficient of friction between the box and the surface below is 0.15. So 0.15. On a straight road, a truck starts from rest and accelerates with 2 meters per second square. So that means it's accelerating with 2 meters per second square, and initially it is at rest, which means u is equal to 0. At what distance from the starting point does the box fall off the truck? So let's see how we can do this. So it's accelerating. So when the truck is accelerating this way, the block is accelerating this way due to pseudo force. They said this distance is 5 meters. So then the block is 40 kg. So let me see how we can do this. Acceleration is this. So the friction is acting in the forward direction. Okay. So F friction. So if this is the trolley, right? F friction will be keeping it to go this way. So the acceleration is going this way. Right? F friction is equal to mu into N. Mu is 0.15, 40 kg, so 400 Newton. 40 into 10 is 400. So 460, so 60 Newton the friction. So a friction will be going, so the maximum force this friction force can give us only 60 Newton. So this distance is 5 meters. Acceleration 2 meter per second square in the negative direction, opposite direction backward. Displacement is pseudo force F. This is your pseudo acceleration. So F pseudo is equal to mass into acceleration pseudo force. It's not a real force. So mass is 40 into A is 2. So that means it is 80. So the pseudo force is 18 Newton, but the frictional force is 16 Newton, which means this is trying to push it this way with 16 Newton. This is trying to push it this way with 18 Newton, which means the resultant is going to be F resultant.
20 Newton.
Yeah. So F net is equal to 80 minus 60, which is 20 Newton backwards. Okay, since I'm not using the negative sign here, I can write it as backwards. Okay. So some of you are telling me that you did it with 60 Newton. Maybe you forgot to do this, 80 minus 60. So that means the net force acting on this backwards is only 20, not 60 or not 80. Okay, because of the friction force acting this way. So 20 Newton is the F net. F net is again mass into acceleration is equal to 20. You can call this as A net. F net becomes mass is 40. So A net is equal to 20 by 40, which means it is 0.5 meter per second square. Backwards. Okay, ideally speaking, you can put a minus, but writing this is also okay. That's all. I know the acceleration backwards. I know the initially it is 0 and I know the distance. So they're asking at what distance from the starting point does the box fall off the truck? So that means how much time does it take for it to fall? So that means I can say that 5 meters is the displacement. S is equal to 5 meters. So which formula comes to your mind? S is equal to ut plus half at square, right? I can try that. S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is 5, u is 0. Initially it's at rest. Half a is 1 by 2. 0.5 is 1 by 2 t square. So this is 4 5s are 20. So t squared is t is root 20 seconds, approximately 4 point something, right? But they didn't ask you the time. They said, at what distance from the starting point. So that means how long the truck will go before this block will fall down. So that means the truck is going forward. So time is, at this time, after this time, it will fall down. Block will fall down. So what formula comes to your mind? S is equal to, again, I think S is equal
The same
to,
formula also, right?
yeah, same formula. S is equal to ut plus half at square. This was for the block. That's why you're using block AS 1 by 2, not 2. Whereas here it is for the truck. So since it is for the truck or the lorry, you should write this as they are asking you to find the displacement. Initial velocity is 0. Half A is 2 meter per second square. Time taken is root 20 the whole square.
Squared.
Root 20.
20 meters.
Yeah. So after 20 meters, so when the truck has gone 20 meters, so take it down. Truck has gone 20 meters. The block will fall down. Any questions? Any doubts? Anybody got this answer? Anything did this correctly? Anyone?
I tried it, sir, but did not understand in between. So now I.
Okay. Maybe you didn't understand that you have to subtract this and this, right? Your friction is
Yeah,
keeping it
exactly.
forward. When you pull the pen on the paper, right? The friction is what is, pushing it forward. But beyond certain point, the friction cannot provide. So that means this is only 60, whereas this is 80, which means 20 Newton, it's acting backwards. From the force, I can calculate the acceleration, A net. If I know the acceleration, I can calculate the time taken. Very simple, nothing very difficult.
Yes, sir, I understood it now. So thanks.
Okay, very good. Anybody, any questions? Can I change the screen?
1 minute, sir. That last step, that distance of the truck.
Okay.
30 seconds, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to this PDF. Any other problems? Anybody tried it? Not able to do it?
Sir, can you explain example 6 in book?
Which one? Example?
6,
6.
yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me the page number in the PDF? I mean, in your textbook?
Sir, 99, sir.
99. What is the page here? Oh, not 4. 100. Okay. 99. This one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This one. I think we did this in the class in the theory. You are not there when we did this. I talked about
Sir,
now.
yes, sir. Lam's theory that we thought, sir. But can you explain with this sum, sir?
This sum. Okay. Mass of 6 kg suspended by a rope of length 2 meters. So this 2 meters and 6 kg. Remember always, any problem you take, translating English to language of engineers, drawing and mathematics. Okay. So read each and every sentence and convert it to a drawing. If you don't do this, you cannot do the problem. And in some places you may have to do it as an equation. So you have to convert it into mathematics and drawing. By a rope of length 2 meters from the ceiling, a force of 15 Newton in the horizontal direction is applied at the midpoint of P. So that means you are applying in the midpoint, you are applying it, it's 15 Newton. It's applied at the midpoint of P as shown. What is the angle of the rope makes with the vertical? So that means you have to redraw this diagram. As you pull this, what will happen? This rope will come this way, and then this vertical line will be hanging like this. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So this is your 15 Newton. So they're asking you to find the vertical angle. So this angle they're asking. So this is theta. So you know that there is a tension here in the rope. okay, which means there is a force. This is one force, and then there is another force here, which is 60 Newton, right? mg. So 50 Newton, and this. So T is unknown, theta is unknown. So what you can do is, you don't have to confuse with Lami's theorem. Okay, if you are not comfortable with Lami's theorem, you can simply use what you already know. This is T cos theta. Why cos theta? Because it is adjacent. And this would be opposite. Opposite can also be shown here. T sin theta. Anybody not following this step? So this has to be equal to this, because since it is, this entire system is in equilibrium, which means it's not moving anywhere. So this has to be equal to this. This has to be equal to this. That's all. Very simple. That means T sin theta will be equal to 50. T cos theta will be equal to 60. Do the division. Get rid of unwanted stuff. So tan theta is equal to 5 by 6. That's all. So theta is equal to tan inverse of 5 by 6. Is that right, Suran?
Okay, sir. Yes, understood, sir.
Yeah, very simple. So maybe in this particular case, since they asked you theta, you can directly do this T cos theta, T sin theta. You don't have to confuse yourself with Lami's theorem. In some
Okay.
places, Lami's theorem is easy, so it's not given in your textbook, but I given it for some additional problems, NEET and JEE problems.
Okay, sir.
But if you're not comfortable, you can still use this one. It's very simple. And what did I say? Whenever there are two unknowns, you need two equations. So this is one equation, this is another equation. So we found one of them. Suppose if they asked you to find the tension, what will you do? You substitute this over here. Okay, since you know the theta, you can find the sin theta value, and then you can find the tension T. That's all.
Okay.
Any other questions like that? Anybody tried something but didn't know or have some doubts? If you study, you will get doubts.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay.
There's a ball falling from a height 2 meters.
Okay, wait a minute. You're talking
Yes,
about
sir.
some other question outside the textbook.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, say that again. Ball is falling from.
Falling from a height 2 meters,
Okay.
rebounding to height of 0.5.
Rebounding. So after hitting, it's coming back to 0.5 meters.
5
Okay.
meters. Yes, sir.
Okay.
If the mass of the ball is 60 grams,
60 grams. Okay.
find the impulse and the average force between the ball and the ground.
Average force between the wall and the ground. Okay. Ball and the ground.
The
Okay.
time for which the ball and the ground remained in contact was 0.2 seconds.
0.2 seconds of contact. Okay. Okay, so that's a question. So generally, if you leave it as G, sometimes it may look like gravity. So, if you are talking about grams, it's better to write it as grams so that you can avoid any ambiguity. Elvin, this is a question given by Kirtan. I don't know where it is coming from. So we are just discussing it. It's not, I don't think it's there in the NCERT. Is that right, Kirtan?
Yes, sir.
Elvin is asking where it is coming from.
It's an outside question.
Hmm?
I was going through a worksheet saying that I got
Worksheet.
this question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Any ideas, anybody? How to do this? I'm thinking you have a height here, which means I can find the potential energy that is getting converted to kinetic energy. And then the remaining, so I know the velocity here, impulse. So any idea, anybody? Impulse is F dot delta T is equal to mv minus mu. So that means I need to find the initial velocity with which it is hitting here, and then the initial velocity with which it is going back with v. So the velocity with which it is hitting here, I can calculate it using v is equal to u plus at. But remember, as far as the wall goes, sorry, as far as the ground goes, this is the initial velocity, this is the final velocity. But as far as this region goes, right, or if that is confusing, I'll call it as v, and this I will call it as 0.
Yeah, so that will be on the top is 0.
Yeah, so a is your 9.8 or 10. Time taken is, I don't know. So I think I'm going to use v squared is equal to u squared. So let's use
V square is equal to u square plus 2as.
so 2 into 10 into s is 2 meters. So v squared. So v is equal to square root of 2. So 2 root 10. That's a v. Here, if you consider this part of the ball going upwards, it's going to a height of 0.5. So that means here the final velocity here is 0. The initial velocity is supposed to be found here. So again, I'm going to use the same formula. V squared is equal to u squared plus 2as.
This time we'll have to find u, I guess.
Yeah, this time, here I think I made a mistake. I didn't put the direction. So acceleration is minus, displacement is also minus. Why? Because it's going downwards. So that's why the minus and minus will cancel. Okay, if you're wondering why we didn't take minus. So just to be, just to avoid any confusion, write it as minus 10, minus 2, so that, both will cancel. Why minus 2? Because it's coming downwards. But now look at this. This is going upwards, whereas the gravity is always acting downwards. So that's where the confusion comes. So the final velocity is 0 because it's going to the topmost point. Initial velocity u is what I want to find. Plus 2g is minus 10. Displacement is going forward direction, upward direction, which means 0.5. Okay, this is where very often many of you will have some trouble with this minus, so listen carefully. Anybody not following this? Why I put minus 10, minus 2? I am putting minus here, but then there is no minus here. Because displacement is positive here, whereas displacement is negative, it is coming downwards.
So can I put it as 10 into 2, sir?
If you do that, then you will not understand why here, you'll be wondering, you'll be asking me, sir, here you put plus 10, here you're putting minus 10. So it's better to put minus 10 to minus 2. Is that okay? So that will be the proper way of doing. So let's follow the proper method. Do you understand why I'm saying that?
Yes, sir.
So this minus goes to the other side, so it will become plus. So it means it will be 2 into 10 into 1 by 2. So 2 cancels.
10 only, sir.
You will be root of 10, not 10, right? Square root.
So minus root 10, right?
No, there is no minus. This goes to the other side, so it becomes plus.
Okay.
Okay, so that means the velocity with which it is hitting here is 2 into root 10. Here when it is coming back, it is root 10. So that means the final velocity is root 10 here. M mass of this thing is 60 grams, so 60 divided by 1000. V is the final velocity, which is root 10. Sorry, yeah, root 10 minus initial velocity was 2 root 10. So this is nothing but 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So minus 60 by 1000 into root 10. I can cancel this. So that will be your impulse. Okay. Why do you think there is a minus here? Anybody?
Because when it's coming down,
The root 10 minus 2 root 10 is minus root 10, sir.
Yeah, that's okay. That is mathematics. I'm asking you, what does this minus represent?
so there's a change in momentum when it comes down. So when it comes down, that's minus.
Yeah, so the force acting on it is
The momentum decreases. Change.
momentum
Yes.
decreases. Okay, very good. That is correct. So it means some of the energy is lost to the wall, right? Some energy is lost to the wall. So that is one meaning. I'm thinking forces, the wall is giving a force on the ball, so it's giving it this way, right? So which means the impulse given by the wall on the ball is, upwards this way. Whereas the impulse given by the ball on the wall on the ground, it will be downwards. Right? So since the ball is hitting, giving a force this way, what is the mistake I'm doing here? This is actually upwards. So the force given on the ball is upwards. Velocity is reduced. So since the velocity is reduced, it is root 10 here, 2 root 10, okay. Minus 2 root 10. So this velocity is downwards, so there is some minus here. So since this velocity is downwards in the direction wise, I can take it as minus. And this velocity is upwards, so direction wise this is plus. So so this is your final minus initial. So final is upwards, and this is downwards minus 2 root 10. Okay, so I think I made a mistake here. So look at this. So this velocity and this velocity are not in the same direction, right? So both are in the opposite direction. So this is coming downwards and this is going upwards. So this velocity, why the equation itself is not giving me minus squared equal to u squared plus 2as.
Sir, I tried the calculation again in the second part. V square is equal to u square plus 2as. That 0 is equal to u square plus 2 into minus 10 into 0.5. So eventually you will get minus root 10. Wait up a second.
No, you are not following this minus. When it goes on the other side, it should become plus, right? That's why I written a plus here.
So, but why do we want to take it to the others? Oh, okay.
Because you are supposed to find the u. Okay, let's see. Anybody else getting any idea? So why I'm not getting a minus here? Velocity is this way. So
Sir, for impulse, it should be 60 by 1000 into 2 root 10 in brackets 2 root 10 plus the root 10.
yeah, that's what I was thinking here. Since you have a minus here, right? This is mv minus mu, so it will be minus of minus. So we'll get a plus. Yeah, take it down, make a correction here. So that's why, I'm not supposed to get a minus here. So that means minus of minus, it will become plus. So 1 plus 2 will be 3. So it will be 3 root 10. Okay, so that will be my answer here. So whatever that is.
That is their impulse.
Yeah. So this impulse is given by the wall to the ball, which means it is acting upwards. So since it is acting upwards, there is a plus here. So make a note. Since ground pushing the ball upwards, impulse is positive. Okay, I realize that this is v squared, right? When you take square root, you should be putting plus or minus, right? So it can be plus, it can be minus. So in this particular case, since it is going downwards, you should take the minus. So v is equal to minus 2 root 10. So take it down. I forgot to take the plus or minus v square. So since velocity is downwards here. Same thing you may be asking, sir, why you are not put plus or minus here? Well, you can put plus or minus, but still the velocity is going upwards. So since the velocity is going upwards, I'm taking it as positive. Okay, so that's the confusion I had. Why there is a minus missing? Well, I didn't realize the simple mathematics that when you take square root, you should take plus or minus. Any questions? So that means my understanding is impulse means it should be the ground should be pushing the ball upwards, which means I should be getting a plus. I should not be getting minus. So that's why I was able to figure out that there is a error here. So Kirtan, is this a correct answer from your solution? If you have any solution.
Yes, sir, but that's after this. Yes, the impulse is correct. Only
Okay.
the average force they haven't given.
Yeah, that is the next step. So let's see. So they are given the time taken, right? So impulse is there, time is there, which means you can find the average force. Is that so difficult? F delta T is equal to impulse.
So we can keep the answer in that fraction form, right? No need to
Yeah,
simplify
you can
to
keep
go
it
to.
like that. It's up to you. Some
Okay.
school teachers will give you marks for this, some teachers will not give you. So I would say I would at least, do a little bit of simplification here. So this will become 18 root 10 divided by 100. So I would leave it like that. Of course, if you're using calculators, you can directly calculate it.
Yeah.
For ISC students. Others, you can, simply leave it here, or you can check, whatever you're asked to do, you can do it. If I'm sitting in an entrance exam, what I will do is root 10 is approximately 3 point something. So 3 into 18 divided by 100, that will be my answer. So 20 into 3, so something like 60. So 60 divided by 100, so 0.6. So my answer should be something close to 0.5 and 0.6. Anybody better than that? More accurate answers can do it. 18 into root 10. So 10 root square root. Where is square root here? I can't find square root. Okay. Square divided by 100. Yeah. So I'm close enough. 0.569. Right. So if you are sitting in entrance exam MCQ question, you should know how to do this very quickly. Okay. Don't waste your time doing accurate answers.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's all. So if you know impulse, if you know the time, you can find the F average. So you do this yourself. Okay. Is that okay, Kirtan?
Yes, understood.
So delta t is given, time is given, impulse is calculated here, which means you can calculate the F
So
average.
10 root 2 by 100 or 0.569 divided by 0.
0.2, yeah, 0.6 by 0.2, you should get something close to 3 as the answer.
2.93, yeah.
Yeah, so less than 3, 2 point, yeah. So that will be your
Okay, sir.
Newton. Okay, this is a very good problem, okay, to understand when the ball is hitting, what is the impulse? It's hitting in a very small time interval, 0.2 seconds. And as you can see, I made some mistakes here, so I hope you understood what are the mistakes I did here and correct that properly. So taking
Yes,
these
sir.
directions are also important, minus plus. Only then here it will be minus of minus, otherwise it will go wrong. Because when I was teaching the theory, I told you this is momentum, and I told you that I'm not supposed to do scalar subtraction. I'm supposed to do vector subtraction. But since it was in a straight line, I forgot that concept and I was doing scalar subtraction, right? It's very often, we'll make this mistake. So make a note, it is vector subtraction. That's why this is positive and this is negative. If any of you wondering, sir, here you wrote u, here it is v is equal to 0, but here you are writing mv minus mu. We are talking about two different situations. This one is separate and this one is separate and this one is separate. Actually, three different things. So mv is the final momentum after hitting the ball, after hitting the ground. Mu is the initial momentum. So this is the u here, this is the v here. So don't get confused. So this is initial, this is final, the impulse. Okay, but in this equation, this is u, this is v, this is u, this is v. So very confusing. So don't look at the letters, look at the concept. Anybody not following this? Any questions, any doubts?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in my school, my teacher gave a similar question, sir, but in
Okay.
that it's like billiard balls. 1 minute, sir. I'll just take that question.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It's like two billiard balls, each of mass 50 gram. They are moving in opposite directions with speed of 5 meter per second each.
Okay.
They collide and rebound.
Just a sec. Hold on. So read the first sentence.
Sir, two billiard balls A and B, each of mass 50 gram.
50 gram each. Okay.
And moving in opposite directions.
Okay.
Moving in opposite directions with speed of 5 meter per second each.
Okay.
Collide and rebound with the same speed.
Collide and rebound with the same speed. Okay.
Same
So
speed.
both are rebound means opposite direction. Okay. 5 meter per second, same speed. Okay.
If the collision lasts for 10 power minus 3 seconds.
10 power minus 3 seconds, which means very, very small. So whenever it is very small time, I told you can write as delta t instead of saying t. Something like, hammer blow. Okay. Yeah.
Same thing, sir, like find the impulse and average force.
Find
I
the
was just
impulse.
confused about the directions, minus that symbol. No, we should take.
Okay. Now is it clear? Or you
Yes, sir,
still have
but
some confusion?
when it's thrown from a height, we can take it, sir. I'm just confused in a plane. How
In
to
a
take
plane,
it.
we take this direction as positive, this direction is negative. That's all.
Oh, okay, sir, we can follow that. Okay.
Yeah. So do that. Everyone do this. You're supposed to find F average and impulse. Quickly do that. Let me give you 2-3 minutes. 8:38. You have till 8:40 or 8:41. So everyone do this. This direction take as positive. This direction take as negative. Follow the same thing. Impulse means F dot delta t is equal to impulse. So only if you find the impulse, you can calculate the F average. This is your F average. Delta t is known. Impulse can be found from change in momentum. So do that quickly. Let's see. Any of you getting the correct answer? Let's see. Consider just one single ball. Okay. You are wondering, okay, there are two balls. Which one should I be considering? Well, you can take only one ball because the forces are equal and opposite. So if you consider this ball is going this way and then coming back this way, that means this is your minus 5 meter per second. This is your plus 5 meter per second after collision. So 50 grams is 50 divided by 1000. V is final velocity. Final velocity is plus 5 minus initial velocity is minus 5. So this is where all of you will make a mistake. So this you should write as minus 5. This you should write as plus 5. Then you will not make any mistakes. Final minus initial. That means it will become 10, 10 and 10 will cancel 0, 0, 5 by 10, so 0 0.5. Everyone got this?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, F averages, this is 10 power minus 3 seconds. This is 0 0.5. So 10 power minus 3 goes to the other side, so it will become 10 power plus 3. So 5 into this thing, so 500 Newton. So F average is 500 Newton. Is that okay, Deepika? Getting it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So the trick is, all of you will miss the point that this is minus 5 and this is plus 5. And another confusion you will get is, sir, should I consider this ball or this ball? Well, you should consider the same ball. That's all. If you are considering the second ball, here also you should consider the second ball. If you're considering the first ball, you should consider the first ball here also. Okay. Can anyone tell me what will be the impulse direction for the first ball? The second ball, we got it as plus. Can anyone tell me what about the first ball? Will it be the same plus or will it be negative? Let's see if anyone is thinking correctly. I'll give you a clue. Ask yourself, which way is this ball? This ball is pushing this ball and this ball is pushing this ball. So this ball started moving this way.
The same, I believe.
Okay, any other answers? Why don't you try it quickly? This is positive, this is negative. So find the impulse quickly, mv minus mu. So this is your final, this is your initial. So minus 5 minus 5, so it will be minus 10. So I think the impulse will be negative here. Can anyone explain why? Here it is negative, here it is positive.
Sir, is it based on the movement after collision, sir?
Moment of?
Is it based on the movement after collision, sir?
No, ask yourself that, if you, this ball and this ball are hitting each other, right? This is the first, this is the second. So this ball is giving a force on this ball, okay? F1 on 2. Then this force, this ball is giving a force on this one, which is F2 on 1. Do you agree? So that means both are equal and opposite forces. That's why the impulse is coming as opposite. So this ball was pushing the second ball in the forward direction. This ball was pushing the first ball in the reverse direction. So that's why you're getting a negative. So this becomes a negative. This becomes a positive. So that's why this ball you're getting a positive. This ball you're getting a negative. So make a note properly. Any other questions? Anything from your school or anything which you tried but you have difficulty not able to do it? Okay. Any of you saying that you have some school exams going on right now? Who was that? I saw some WhatsApp messages. Some of you. Siddharth and
Every
V.
week for me, we have.
What about
Yes, sir.
Siddharth and Veer?
Yes, sir. For us also, it's going on.
Sir, got
Okay.
over
Today it
Wednesday.
finished.
Starting from Monday, sir.
Starting from Monday. Okay.
For us, exams are going on
Okay. Till what date do you have exams going on?
till 31st, sir.
Till
For us,
31st.
geography students.
Okay. What about Kirtan? What did you say?
Sir, every week they are giving like a 25-mark mock test type.
I'm not talking about
MCQ
that
style.
one. I'm not talking about the chapter test. I'm talking about some term tests or something like that. Not like-
Monthly, it's over, sir, already.
Okay. Okay. Anybody having trouble attending the Monday's test because of your school exams or something? If you have some school exams or something, you have to let me know. Tell me right now.
So they didn't inform as of now to tell anything about because next week they didn't tell what will happen because of the
Okay.
3-day leave. So I'm not sure.
Okay. Others? What about others? Anybody
Sir,
having
for
any
me,
difficulty?
Next week they told, sir, they did not specify the day or date, sir. We have work
Okay.
energy power next lesson test.
Already they have gone to work for energy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Today they started the next lesson, sir. Some
System
rotation.
of particles. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Doesn't matter. I want to go in a proper speed so that you folks can learn the subject properly. So I don't want to rush through, but maybe after this we'll get started. So Monday, anybody else having any difficulty attending the test?
Sir, for me, the tests got over today, sir. There is no any issue.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
so no issue for me. The exams are starting next week, Thursday.
Okay. Okay. Monday we'll have the test. Try to do the assignment sincerely. Okay. So don't do Google search and all. So try to work it out. You are allowed to use your textbook and your handbooks, but if you do Google search and just take the answers directly from internet, you are not going to learn anything. So please don't do that. If you really want to study physics, take the assignments seriously. Okay. In fact, when you go to foreign universities, there will be a lot of assignments given. Every week they will give you a lot of assignments, and based on the assignments only, all your marks will be calculated. Your final exam will be very, very less, like 10% or 20%. That's all. The remaining 80% will be coming from assignments and project work and stuff like that. So the more sincerely you do it, it's good for you in future. Okay, thank you all. If you have any doubts, you can stay back and clarify. If you have any issues with the assignments or tests because of your school exams, you can stay back and talk to me. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Elvin, what is your problem? I don't still understand. You have your test
We are still going on.
till
So
what
we are
date?
still
31st.
Sir, 31st, which is Tuesday, sir. The chapters are a little vast, sir. It's a little big.
Which
We
chapters
need
you
to
have?
learn. Not physics exam, sir. It's actually, it might sound simple like English exam, sir, but the thing is that it's a little vast, sir, and it's a little difficult for me, sir. Last time I got really low marks in that. I need to
Okay.
concentrate a little bit
You mean
more on
English? English, you have it on Monday?
Not on Monday, sir, on Tuesday, sir. So we need to prepare for that, sir.
Okay.
I'll try my best, sir. I'll try my best to attend the class,
Okay.
the test, sir.
Based on whatever you learned in the class itself, you can attend it. Okay. I'm not expecting you to get 90%, but don't miss the test. Okay. So take the test and assignments. And, after that, you can focus on your school tests. Okay. I'm not going to be bothered much about the marks. So take the test. Okay.
Okay, sir. Then,
Based on
I'll
the,
try my best.
yeah.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sarang? Yeah.
Take care,
Thank you.
sir. Take
Yeah.
care, sir.
Yes, sir. I forgot to inform that I have been attending biology ma'am's class for 4 days, sir.
Okay.
She is conducting biology classes on Saturday and Sunday morning in 7:15, sir.
Okay. Check with her. I will ask her to give you online tests also from the physics. Sorry, the biology
Yes,
part.
sir. She completed one chapter and conducted an open book test, sir.
Okay.
I asked that whether the questions will come like this. He said that most of the some of the questions may not be in book, so that I told you to write open book test. Like that, she said, sir.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm talking with the online test. I have to check with her to give you online tests also. I will see.
Okay,
As
sir.
time permits, I will check with her.
So then, in resolution of vectors, while you are explaining that cos theta and sin theta, sir, based on trigonometry,
Yeah.